So let me introduce myself. My name is Vishnu, having 8+ years of work experience working as a ETL tester. This is my email ID and this is my contact number, and the course duration will be for the 5 weeks. Okay, and the weekdays class timing will start. The weekdays class will start from 10th of September. I will run the weekdays class in the three shift: morning 7 a.m. to 8 a.m., then morning 9 a.m. to 10 a.m., and in the evening the class will continue from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. So you can join any of the shift, any of the time as per your convenient. Just imagine that you have taken the class for 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. and that day if you are so busy or by any means you are unable to attend the class, so in that day you can join the evening timing. That is the option. That is one of the options that you can opt it. Okay, and the weekend class will start from the 11th September. The weekend class, it will run in the two shift. Morning shift will start from 9 a.m. 9 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. The evening timing, it will start from 6 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. And the course fee is 8K for the Indians and $150 for the others. You can make the payment in two installment. Okay. Guys, humble request, can you please go on mute so that it will not disturb the others? Yeah, thank you. So this is the class timing and this is the fee structure for all. Okay, and the next, now I will show you what are the topics we are going to cover in the ETL testing. In the ETL testing, we will cover what is data warehouse, what is SQL, what is Informatica, the QC Center, scheduling tool for the ETL testing, and then we will see at the very last two projects. So out of two projects, one will be done by me, it will be done from me, and the another you have to do. Okay, so in the second project, I will guide you how to do the project. Wherever you will do the mistake, there I will help you. This is the syllabus. So just imagine once the course has been completed. So after 1 month or 2 months, if you are facing any difficulties, then you guys can ask the question at any time. Just imagine that after the course, you guys get the job. And during the job, if you guys are facing any difficulty for working or anything, so during the job also, I will support. Okay, means how to do the work and how to handle the situation and all. Because the actual problem comes when you are on board. Okay, now from that, now the very first topic, it was data warehouse. So from the data warehouse, what we are going to see in the data warehouse, we will see what is data warehouse, the purpose of data warehouse, what is ETL, overview of the ETL operation, ETL architecture, what is data mart, types of data mart versus data warehouse, what is dimension table, what is fact table, what is fact table, types of fact table, what is OLAP, what is OLTP, OLAP versus OLTP, what is data modeling, types of data modeling, star schema, snowflake schema, normalization, denormalization, slowly changing dimension. It is one of the very important topic, the slowly changing dimension. Uses of the SCD, that is the same, slowly changing dimension, what is surrogate key. These are the topics which we will see in the data warehouse. Then from the SQL, we will see the introduction of the SQL and DBMS versus RDBMS, data definition language, that is called DDL, data manipulation language, that is called DML, that is then the transaction control language, that is called the TCL, then the data control language, that is called DCL. Data types, aggregate function, character function, date function, where clause, having clause, group by clause, logical operator, comparison operator, constant case statement, rank, dense rank, pseudo columns, set operator, joins and types of joins means like equi-join, non-equi-join, cross-join, self-join, outer join, left outer join, and so on. And then we will see what is the difference between inner join and the equi-join. Then what is subquery, what is view with real-time example, useful SQL query for the data validation, and the uses of SQL function in the transformation. So these are the topics we will cover in the SQL for the ETL. Now, in the Informatica, what are the topics we are going to cover? In the Informatica, we will see first the introduction of the Informatica tool, introduction of the Informatica components, then Power Center Designer, Power Center Workflow Manager, Power Center Workflow Monitor, mapping, workflow, session, aggregate transformation, filter transformation, expression transformation, router transformation, joiner transformation, sequence generator transformation, lookup transformation, test ETL test environment with all the practicals, ETL test strategy. This is very important question. ETL testing methodology, ETL testing technique, ETL functional testing, ETL performance testing, introduction of the slowly changing dimension, and then again here we will see what is SCD type 1, type 2 and type 3, because this is very important question. Out of 10 places, definitely they are going to ask from 8 to 9 places that what is SCD. Then initial load, incremental load, surrogate key and uses, testing surrogate key, testing technical attributes and the flag, testing flat file data, testing with the different source and the target table, constant testing, ETL integration testing, ETL regression testing, ETL system testing, UAT testing, designing the test cases, challenges in the data warehouse testing, database testing versus ETL data warehouse testing, about the STM document, or on the same manner it is also called as the BRD document. Then the data quality rules and testing with the different transformations. And at the very last, scheduling tool for the ETL testing means about the scheduling tools, how to schedule the job, how to run the job, verifying the log files in the scheduling tools, means this all we will see in the Informatica. So I will be responsible for to provide you the software. So, and I will be responsible for the installation part also. I will do the installation. I will provide you the software. I will provide you the resume. I will provide you the question bank. I will provide you all the soft copies and all the recorded session on the daily basis. Means if today we will cover, just imagine that if today we will cover one topic from the SQL, that is the DDL. So on the same day, I will provide you the recorded session. So in future, if you guys have any doubt, then you can go with the recording. And if then also you guys have any problem, then you can contact me. Then I will clarify your doubts. Okay. So these are the topics which we are going to see in the ETL testing. Now, I will give you something introduction about the ETL testing. So guys, can you see my new screen? Yes, it is visible for everyone. So the very first thing, what is ETL testing? Okay, so the ETL testing is nothing. ETL stands for extraction, transformation, and loading. Means extract the data from the different sources and transform the data as per the business requirement and load the data into the final target table data warehouse. Okay, these all we will see with practical during the classes. So now the ETL, the data in the data warehouse system is loaded with the ETL tool. As the name suggests, it performs the following three operations. What? Extraction. Extract, it means extract the data from your transactional system. Okay. And then transform the data by performing the data cleansing operation, and then load the data into the OLAP data warehouse. You can also, but in the real time scenario, you guys will get the chance to extract the data from the multiple file sources, or sometimes you will get the data that it will be a db file, sometimes it will be a flat file. Okay, so how to perform the work by using the db file, how to perform the work by using the flat files, those all we will see with practical in the Informatica classes. Okay, now the next is example. Just assume that there is a manufacturing company having multiple departments. So just imagine that you guys are working in a company. Okay, and each and every company there is a different department called sales department, marketing department, networking department, HR department. Like that, there are so many departments out there. Okay, so one day you got the requirement from your manager that can you yeah, can you please give me all the data from all the departments? Then what you will do, you will ask every department to give the data. So just imagine that few departments are maintaining the data in a db file and few departments are maintaining the data in a excel file. Okay, it is their wish, they can maintain in any format. So they had given the data. Now what is the final scenario? Final scenario is you receive the data from the different department in a different table format. From somewhere you received in a database file, somewhere you have received in a flat file. So what you have to do, first you have to convert the files in a single format. Either you have to convert all the Excel file into the DB format, or you have to convert all the DB file into the Excel format for to uh, collage it in a one place, or to concatenate it in a one place. So you will get a consolidated data. So how we can do? We can do by using the Informatica, by using the ETL tool. Informatica is the one of the ETL tool. Okay. So now that is the ETL. Now I will give you some introduction about the very first topic, that is from the data warehouse. What is data warehouse? Okay, that was called the ETL. And now the very first topic we are going to see, what is data warehouse. So the data warehouse is nothing, it is a database which is used for the reporting purpose. Okay, in the data warehouse is a subject oriented, integrated, time variant, non volatile collection of the data in support of the management decision making. So with the so a data warehouse is a subject oriented. A subject oriented means it will contain a data for any particular subject. Just imagine that in your company, different departments are there. So HR departments are maintaining the only data which is required for them. Means the employee ID, employee name, and the salary. Means only for the particular details. Just consider the networking team. What networking team is doing? Networking team is only maintaining the data for what they are responsible. Means employee ID, employee name, and whatever the software they had given to the particular employees. Okay, they are not going to maintain the salary column because they are not responsible for that. So the networking team is only maintaining the data which is required for them and which for what they are responsible. So that is called the networking data. On the same manner, the marketing team. Just imagine that there is marketing team also. So what marketing team is doing? Marketing team is maintaining data in their own format. Just imagine they are maintaining the data like employee ID, employee name, and the number of sales done by the employees. Means they are not going to maintain how much salary particular employees are getting or whatever the software they are using. They are not going to maintain those data. They are only going to maintain a particular data. So you guys can see that different departments are maintaining different data for what they are responsible. That is for each and every different subject. That is called subject oriented. That is called the subject oriented. If you guys are working, will get the chance to work for the insurance based project. So that is called a single subject. Means you will in there you guys will have the only detail which will contain the insurance detail like employee name, employee contact number, employee, and whatever the policy he has opted, like that. If just imagine that if you guys have got the chance to work for the banking project, so the banking project, what data it will contain? It will contain like employee name, employee account number, employee Aadhaar card number, employee PAN card number, and employee contact number. Like this, they will maintain the data. So that is called the subject oriented, means focusing on the particular subject. Now the next is integrated. What do you mean by integrated? So integrated means a data warehouse integrates the data from multiple data sources. Means in a data warehouse, so just imagine, just again take your company example. So there are different departments and different departments are maintaining their different data. But there will be one place where these all departments are storing their data in a one place, and that place is called as a data warehouse. So that is called integrated. So a data warehouse integrates the data from the multiple data sources. Now the next is time variant. What do you mean by time variant? A time variant means historical data is kept into the data warehouse. For example, one can retrieve 3-month old data, 6-month old data, 12-month old data, or even older data from the data warehouse. It means being a ETL tester, you guys will always work with the historical data. Historical data means whatever the sales has been happened till yesterday, whatever the sales has been happened till last week, whatever the sales has been happened till last month, till last year. Those data are called as a historical data. But whatever the sales is going on today, that is not a historical data. That is a current data. Okay. So being a ETL tester, you guys will always get the chance to work on the historical data only. Okay, so that is called the historical time. That is called the time variance. So the historical data is kept into the data warehouse. The capacity of the data warehouse is very big. Okay, so that's why we can store a very long term data into the data warehouse. Even a decade data it can store. A decade means 10 years old data. 10 years. So 10 years old data, the data warehouse can store. 20 years old data, a data warehouse can store. So now you can imagine the data is a warehouse which is storing 20 years or 30 years old data, then what is the capacity of that data warehouse? Okay, and the last is non-volatile. Non-volatile means what? Non-volatile means once a data is loaded into the data warehouse, it should not be changed. So it will be your responsibility. Whenever you are loading the data into the data warehouse, you guys have to make sure that all the data are very unique data that doesn't contain any duplicate values or any zigzag data. Zigzag data means, just imagine that there is a name column, and the name column is like what? Just imagine that the Vishnu is mentioned. So how it is mentioned? It has been mentioned like capital V, small I, capital S, small h, capital N, and a small u. Then is it a proper data? No, it's not a proper data. Just imagine Abdullah is mentioned. So how Abdullah has been mentioned? It is mentioned like half of the name is like capital letter and the remaining is a small letter. Then is it a proper data? No, it's not a proper data. So you guys have to validate the data by using the SQL query. So those all queries, those all topics we will see in the SQL classes with practical, because it will be our responsibility to validate the data by using SQL. So that is, so now the non-volatile means once the data is loaded into the data warehouse, it will not change. So once before loading the data, you guys have to be very sure the data is very unique. There is no duplicate value into the data warehouse, because once you will load the data, you will not get the chance, you will not get the second chance to alter those records. Means you cannot do any modification over there. So before loading, you have to make sure the data is a very proper data. That is called the non-volatile. Okay. So any doubt from the data warehouse? What is data warehouse? So a data warehouse is a subject-oriented, integrated, time-variant, non-volatile collection of the data. Okay. Now, the next I will teach you something about the SQL, what we are going to see in the SQL. Okay. So just a minute, let me, yeah. So now just imagine that today I will tell you something about the DDL command. So what is the DDL command? So the DDL stands for the data definition language. The data definition statements are used to build and modify the structure of your table and other objects in the database. Okay, that is called the DDL. In the DDL, we will see create, alter, and drop. Okay, so just a minute, let me share my new screen, the SQL Plus. Yes, it has been opened. Yeah. So the very first topic, the DDL command, means there we will see create, alter, and drop. Okay, just a minute. DDL. Here we will see create, alter, and drop. So what is create? So before explaining the create, I will tell you one story so it will help you to understand the requirements and help you to create the tables and the remaining things. So just imagine that you are working in a Wipro organization, and from the TCS you guys got the project. So what project? The very first thing they had asked, please create one table. It should contain 3 columns. What columns? They want ID, name, and location. Like that, you guys have got the requirement. So how you can do? with the help of SQL queries, you guys can create a table. Okay. So now we will see what is the syntax for create table. So for that is create table, then the table name. Whatever the table names you want to give, you can give it. Just imagine that I am giving a table name as September underscore ETL. So this is my table name. Okay. Now, what was the requirement? The requirement was ID, name, and location. So just open the bracket, press enter, and note down ID, enter, name, enter, and the location. Whatever the requirement was there, so I mentioned. Okay. Then close the bracket because we had opened the bracket, so we have to close the bracket. Then put the semicolon. So as we know that this is SQL, so for each and every column, we have to define the data types. So what data type it will contain means the column will contain what data type, whether it will contain number, whether it will contain the names or alphabet or what. So like that, we have to define for each and every column. So coming towards the ID, what is ID? So generally we have seen the employee ID used to contain the name like 001, 002, 003, or 148, 149, like that. It means it will contain only numerical data. So I will mention number. So this is what? This is called number. ID is number, and then I have to define the length. Means till how much number it should accept. If I will assign 2, then it will accept from 0, 1 to till 99. Whatever the digits comes between 1 to 99, it will accept that. Okay. So just imagine that no, my requirement is not 99. So I want to insert minimum 3. So 3 means it will accept till 999. Okay. So the 3 length is enough for me. And then I have to mention comma. Then on the same manner, we have to assign a data type for the name. So as we know that the name contains the alphabet, means my name is Vishnu. So it contains alphabet. Abdul name is Abdul. So his name contains alphabet. No, we have not seen anyone names like 0009, 00010, or 0004 like that. No numerical name. So only alphabetical name. So I will mention a data type for that. So what data type I can mention? I can mention varchar. Okay, varchar. And for the safer side, I will assign 20. The length is 20. Means if my name contains 6 alphabet, then 6 will also accepted. If 7, then 7 is also accepted. If 20, then till 20 it is accepted. If it is more than 10, 20, then we have to modify it. So we will see how to do that. Okay. Now consider the 20. Now again on the same manner for the location. For the location is what? The location also it used to be on the same manner. Somewhere, if just imagine that it is a Bangalore, then Bangalore contains the alphabetical. Pune, then Pune is also alphabetical. If Mumbai, then Mumbai is also alphabetical. So what I will do, I will mention like a data type varchar. So the varchar will accept the alphabetical value. So varchar 15. Okay. Now like this. So like this, we used to create the table. First, we have to mention create table and then table name. Then open the bracket and mention down, note down all the column names, whatever the column names are there. So just imagine ID. So ID is number 3. Name is varchar 20. Location varchar 15. Like that. And then select these all. Once you select it, then you have to execute the command. How? By hitting a green button over here. Okay. Now you can see over here, the table has been created. The table has been created. So if you want to see your table, how it look like, then just mention select star from your table name. Your table name is what? September underscore ETL. So it will get displayed. How? Again, you have to select this and click over there. So you can see this is your table. So this is how we used to create a table. But while creating a table, you guys have to make sure that the table in the table name, there should not be any gap. Means if I want to create a table name like September 1 space ETL, then it will throw the error. If I want to create a with a space, it is not allowed. So what I can do, you have to mention either underscore or without any space, you can create the table. Okay. So this is the very basic step. The second ID is the number, and somewhere you guys have seen that in the name it is mentioned as char, and I have mentioned name as varchar. Now, what is the difference between char and varchar? Okay, so with the help of char also we can create the table. We can, with the help of varchar also we can create the table. Now the difference is, just imagine. So before explaining char and varchar, I want to tell you one story. So it will help you to understand the difference between char and varchar. Just imagine that you are at home and few guests came to your home and there is no snacks on your home. So, and you have two brothers. One name is Car and the another name is Varcar. Okay. So what you ask your Car brother that to go outside and bring some snacks like Pepsi bottle, chips and kurkure. So some total cost was 30 rupees, but you don't had any change. So what you had done, you had given him 50 rupees note and you asked him to go outside and bring the snacks. So he went outside, he bought all the snacks, he gave you the snacks, but he didn't return you the extra change amount. Okay. Again on the same manner, just imagine next day again, few guests came. So on the same, at that time also you don't have any snacks at your home. So again you ask your character brother only, care brother, to go outside and bring some snacks. What snack? Just imagine kurkure and Pepsi bottle. So it costed around 20 rupees. So you don't had change. So what you did, you had given him 100 rupees note and you asked him to go outside and bring the snack. So he went outside, he bought the snacks, and he had given it to you, the Pepsi and Kurkure bottle. But he didn't return you the extra change, 80 rupees. Okay. So that is the tendency of the car not to return the extra values. Now coming towards the next scenario. Just imagine again after some days, some guest came to your home. Okay. And there is no snacks at your home. So what you did, you this time you asked your Varkar brother. Okay, so go outside and bring some snacks. So what he did, he went outside, he bought some snacks, and apart from giving you the snack, apart from bringing the snack, he has returned you the extra change amount. Whatever the extra change amount, whatever the extra amount you had given to Varcar, the Varcar has returned you. So that is the tendency of the Varcar. On the same manner over here also in the sequel, if I will mention name and char, then what will happen? The table will get created and the data will get inserted. The only thing is that if I will try to insert a name which contain only 5 alphabets, just imagine 4 alphabets, the John. If I am trying to insert a name called John, so John will contain only 4 alphabets. Then the from if the table has been created by using the char, then what will happen? The 4 alphabets will be occupied, the 4 space will be occupied by the name, and the remaining 16 alphabet, the remaining 16 extra spaces, it will be in the table only. It will not be get released by the table. Again, on the same manner, if you will insert one more name called, just imagine Tom. So what will happen? Three names, 3 spaces will be occupied by the SQL by using from the char, and the remaining 17 spaces, it will be in the table only. So unnecessarily your table size will get increased. On the same manner, if your table has been created by using varchar, then by using varchar, if you will insert any values, just imagine on the same manner you are inserting the name called Tom, then what will happen? The data will get inserted and it will occupy only 4 space. Then what about the remaining 16 spaces? The remaining 16 spaces, it will be get released by the SQL or by the table. Again, if you will insert the name called Tom, then it will occupy only 3 space. The remaining 17 extra spaces, it will be released by the table. So what is the final output? On the same manner, the table which has been created by using char. So there, if you are inserting two values, John and Tom, so it was supposed to occupy only 7 space. how much space it is taking? It is taking 40 space. On the same manner, just imagine if the table has been created by using varchar. So what's happening over here in the varchar? It is only occupying the space which is required. The extra spaces is getting released by the table. So due to this, unnecessarily, your table size is not getting increased by the varchar. So that is the extra advantage in the varchar. So any doubt with the char and the varchar? Okay, like that.
No, sir. No, sir. It's
Okay,
perfect. Yes.
okay, yeah. Okay, so now the next we are going to see something about the SQL. So sorry, Informatica means what we are going to do the Informatica. So the Informatica is nothing. With the help of Informatica, we can transfer the data from the source table to the target table by using Informatica. So how to transfer the data, how to do the all. So those all we will see now. A small thing, a small topic that how to transfer the data by using Informatica. So please wait for 2 minutes. Let me share my new screen. So in the ETL class, I am covering only those topics which is required for the ETL testing, and the class is completely based on the interview point of view. Okay. So during the classes, I will share you the interview questions also, which will help you to crack the interview in the real-time scenarios. Because in the in the interview, rather than asking only technical question, it's a trend that nowadays they are asking the real-time scenarios question. Means whether do you have real experience or what, like that. Okay. So just a minute. Yeah. So just imagine that here I will consider one table, employee table. Okay. And in the employee table, and again on the same manner, we will create a target table. And by using the Informatica, I will transfer the data from one place to the another place. Just imagine that. Yeah. Just wait for 2 minutes. So it is getting refreshed. Actually, Informatica is a very, very heavy page, guys. So whenever we are opening the Informatica, we have to give some time because it used to take a lot of time to open. Select star from employees. Yeah. So you can see the below it is displaying it will display the table. Yeah. This data. Just imagine that this is our source table where the data is. And on the same manner, you will receive one target table. So let me create one target table and the target table is blank. Okay, just create table, like I am giving the name set underscore to as select star from employees where one is equal to 2. Okay, sorry, the typo error. Now you can see the very down the table has been created. So I will show you the table that it's a blank table. Select star from score 2. Now you can see this is completely a blank table, and this is the target table. Okay, and this is my source table, which is employee. So it contains different data. Means it contains the data. Now as per the business requirement, what the requirement says, the requirement says that load only data who belongs from department number 90. Okay, so you can see there are so many different department, department 90, department 60, and department 30, 100, like that 50. There are so many departments. Now what is the business requirement? The business requirement is load only data who belongs from department number 90 into the target table. Which one is the target table? This is our target table, which is completely blank. So by using the Informatica, we will load the data into the target table. Okay, so now I will open the Informatica just a minute, and I will show you how to load the data by using the Informatica. Now, this is the Informatica, and I am in the designer tab. So what I will do first, I will open this all. So here what I will do first, I will import my source table, then I will import my target table, and here I will use my required transformation. I will put the business logic over here, and then I will load the data by from here. So first let me remove these all. So these are all are which I was doing in the last class. So the moment you will open the Informatica to the very first time, it will look like this, completely blank, no data and nothing will be over here. So what I will do first I will import my source table. So where I need to import my source table, I need to import my source table in the source analyzer. So the moment I will click on the source analyzer, at the tabs will get changed from here. So you can see as per, so the moment I click source analyzer, now it has been changed. So here it is showing the source here. Now I will make a single click on the source, and I will see where my database is, where my source table is. So my source table is in the database called SQL Developer. So I will make a single click on this, and here I will import my source table. So I will give the password, and then I will click on connect. So it will get connected to my username where my source table is there. And then here it will give you the option that whatever the tables are available, you can pick it. Okay, so my what I have done, I had considered employee table as my source table. So I will search where is my employee table. Now you can see this is my employee table. So make a single click on this, it will get highlighted, then click on OK. And then my source table will get extracted, it will get imported into the Informatica. And then on the same manner, now you can see this is my employee table. It has got imported under source analyzer. Now on the same manner, I will import my target table first. So how to import the target table? For that, I have to click on the target designer. Make a single click on the target designer. The tabs has been changed. Now make a single click on the target, and you have to see where is your target table. So my target table is in the database. So make a single click on this, give your password, then click on connect. So here make a single click on the user, then here is my tables. Target table was here. I had created the table name as sept underscore ATL. So let me see. Yeah, sept underscore 2. This one that this is a table which we had created. Then make a single click, it will get highlighted, then click on OK. The sept underscore ETL I had created for creating the table. For the target table name was sept underscore 2. Okay, so let my target table get imported. So now what happened? My target table has been imported into my target designer. So the next what I have to do, I have to come to the mapping designer. In the mapping designer, we used to put our all the business logic. How? First we have to import my source table over here. So the moment I had imported my source table, so that has been under the source folder. So you can see the employee. Now, how to import this employee table into the mapping designer? Just make a single click on this, make a right click and drag and drop it. So it will ask you to give a mapping name. You can give any mapping name. So just imagine that I am giving ETL and click on OK. So a mapping name will get created over here and your table source table employees will get imported under mapping designer. Okay, now you can minimize this one. I will explain more those all in the running class. What is source, why the two table has been created and all. So this is one. So this is my source table. Now what I will do on the same manner, I will import my target table and I will keep it to the very right. So how to import target table? Make a single click on your target table and then right click, drag and drop it to the very right side as per the Informatica rule. So your target table will get imported under the mapping designer and you can maximize it. So all the columns will be visible. Yeah. I dragged it. So my all the columns are visible as per the target table. Now here I will use the transformation. So what the business requirement says? The business requirement says there are so many data in the source table, load only data who belong from department number 90. So it means we have to use the filter transformation. So what I will do, I will come to the transformation and in the transformation, I will make a single click and then I will click on create. So a box will get open like this, the create transformation, and I will pick the required transformation as per the business requirement from the drop down. Okay, make a single click on the drop down. Here you will get the list of all the transformation. So my requirement says that here it required the filter transformation. So I will make a single click on the filter transformation and give it any name. You can give any name. So I'm giving like filter underscore 90. Okay, then click on create and then click on done. So here we have done. So here we have imported our transformation, source table and the target table. The next what I have to do, first I have to import all the data from the source table to the transformation. So how to do that? Make a single click on this, select this all and just drag and drop it to the transformation, required transformation. So all the mapping has been done and the data has been moved from the source table to the filter transformation. But still I have not given my requirement. What is the requirement? Requirement is to load the data who belongs from department number 90. So that I have to put the formula in the filter transformation only. How we can go do? Make a double click on the filter transformation and come to the ports. You can see in the under the ports here it will show you all the column names. Then come to the properties. So in the properties here you can see it is giving filter condition as a true. True means load all the data. By default it is taking true. It means load all the data. So my requirement is not to load all the data. I want to load only particular data. So I have to make changes on this formula. So how to make changes on this formula? Make a single click on this arrow line. So this box will get open. Expression editor box will get open to write down the SQL formulas over here. So in all the transformation, we will write down the SQL formula under editor only, SQL bar only. So first I will remove the true condition. My requirement is not to use the true. I want to load any particular data. Then I have removed it and then make a single click on this port. The moment you will make a single click on this port, here all the column name will come up. And then as per the business requirement, you can pick your column. So what requirement? The requirement was for the department ID. So make a double click on this. The department ID will get highlighted over here. Department ID is equal to 90. This is my requirement. This is a business requirement. So I will mention department. I want to load the data for the department ID is 90. Then click on validate. Here, the moment you will click on validate, here it will display expression pressed successfully. It means whatever the formula you had mentioned over here, it is correct. If you will do any mistake, here only it will throw the error. Okay, then click on OK and then click on OK. So now you can see the formula has been changed over here. Earlier it was true, means loading all the data. Now I have changed it to department number 90. Then click on apply and then click on OK. So this filter condition is with the my requirement, which is containing only department number 90 records. So now the next what I will do, I will map this filter transformation to my target table. So how to map? First I will select this all and I will just drag and drop it over here. You can see all the name wise it will get mapped. If any name is missing, then you have to do manually. Then make a single click. So everything we have done in the designer tab. Then the next what we have to do, we have to save it by using Control S. So it will get saved, and at the very left, very down here, you will get the notification the mapping is valid. Okay. The next what we have to do, we have to load the data into the target table, into the SQL. So how we can load it? We can load it from the workflow manager window. Now make a single click on the workflow manager, let it get open. So from there, we will load the data from the source table to the target table. It's getting open. Please wait. Yeah. Yes. Now this is called workflow manager window. Meanwhile, I will open the workflow monitor also. So in the backend, it will get open. So we don't have to wait for that. Now, this is the workflow manager window. So from the workflow manager window only, we can load the data into the target table. Okay. So how to load that? Just a minute. Let me show you. Now, so here first, I will open my folder. Click on open. Just a minute, it is getting refreshed. So it will get open and it will display. Yeah. Now here you can see that this is the workflow manager window. Okay. Let me delete this all. This is the old session. There are so many. Let it be, no problem. It doesn't make any sense. So now the next what we have to do, the next we have to create a new workflow. So make a single click on the workflow and then click on create. Okay, and here it will give you the option workflow name. So what I will give you can give any name. So here I am renaming it to WF underscore informatica info. Okay, then click on OK. Then you can see a new workflow will get created. This is called a new workflow. On the same manner, we have to create a new task. So make a single click on the task, click on create. So here it will give you the option to create a task. You can give any name over here, like I'm giving ABCD. Okay. Now then click on create. Here it will ask you to choose the mapping which you have done in the designer tab. So this is the ETL which we have picked, which we have done in the designer tab. So it is already picked. Now click on OK. Now here we will see a new task will get created. This is called a task. So now click on done. Next, what I will do, I will drag and drop it to the right side. Okay, and then we have to link this workflow to this task. How to link this? Make a single click on this at the very right side, link task, and then click over here, and then right click and click over here. So this one will get linked. So the next, what we have to do, we have to make a cross check whether all the connections are coming from the proper place or not. So how we can do? By using make a double click on this. So this tab will get opened. Now come to the mapping. Here you can see, here it is showing everything, the connection. First I will come to the connection. Here it is taking the connection proper manner, okay. Here also it is taking the connection proper manner, okay. But here it is not picking, so I will assign the connection. So make a single click over here and pick your sources. So Oracle SRC is my source. I will click on OK. So it will get selected. On the same manner, for the target also, I will assign. So that too is on the same place. That is Oracle SRC. I will make a single click on this and then click on OK. So it will get assigned. Now I will check the sources from here also. Here you can see, yeah, it is taking in a proper manner. That is the Oracle SRC DB connection. That is okay. On the same manner for the target. Yes, here also it is taking on the same manner. It means that is okay. Now I will change the load type from the bulk to the normal. What is the difference between normal and bulk? That too we will discuss in the running classes. Then I will pick the transformation. Here I can see whatever the transformation has been allowed and whatever the formula has been given. Okay. Now everything looks fine. Then click on apply and then click on OK. So here everything is done. Now we will load the data. How to load it? Make a single click on this and start task. Sorry, so I have to save it first, whatever the modification we have done. So control S, so it will get saved, and very right side you will get the notification that the workflow is valid. Okay, now make a right click and start task. So here it is executing the task, and now you can see that this is the it is getting loaded. So where it is getting loaded? From the workflow monitor tabs we can see. Let me show you. Let me open the workflow monitor tab also. Yeah, here you can see. Let me share the screen. Yeah, this is the workflow monitor. Now here you can see it is saying running and running. So if everything is fine, then here it will show the status success and success. If any mistake is there, then here it will show failed. So here you can see here it is saying succeeded, and for this one also it will show succeeded. Now the next what we will do, either from here also we can check the data, or in the SQL also we can check the data. So I will show you in the SQL that where my data has been loaded. Okay, so that let me share my screen, the SQL one. Yeah, you can see this. Yeah, this is the SQL. So this one the table which we had created, and this one was the blank table. So I will execute the command for this one. Select star from September 2. This is my target table, and we will see whether my data has been loaded into the target table or not. Just a minute, it is getting refreshed. Now you can see here the data has been loaded as per the business requirement. What was the business requirement? Load the data who belong from department number 90. So we have loaded the data who belong from department number 90. This is how we used to work. And this all things we will see with practical in the running classes. Okay, just a minute. La, yeah. Yes. So if you guys have any question, then you guys can ask. Related to subject, related to topic, related to anything. These are the all syllabus which we are going to see in the classes. Just a minute, you guys are unmute. Can you guys go for the unmute? Because guys, can you go for the unmute so that you can speak? You can ask the question.
Hello.
Yeah, tell me.
Sir, I have one question that,
Mm-hmm.
sir, I have been working in the drone industry since 3 years as a photogrammetrist.
Mm-hmm.
I'm working on a photogrammetry too.
Okay.
So I have a question that how would I get opportunity if
Mm-hmm.
I done this course? So, if I don't have any experience in ATL or
Mm-hmm.
tools.
See, the moment you will load the resume into the Naukri.com, there you can say that you are working in the ETL and you have 4 to 6 years of experience for the ETL. Because in the class, my class training is designed so each and everyone who want to put the experience from 4 year to 8 years of experience, fake experience, they can put it. Okay, so in the class we will see with all the real-time scenarios and all. So now the question is, who can join the classes? Anyone who is having any career gap, or anyone who want to switch their domain from the different domain to the ETL testing, or if anyone is working for the manual testing or automation, or anyone who is working for the sales, or anyone who is having a career gap due to not getting the jobs and all, they can join the class. So I used to give the training in such a manner so that each and everyone can continue the classes and each and everyone can get the job. So here I will be giving all the soft copies, all the notes, all the SQL, all the software, all the question bank. I will help you in preparing the resume also, and wherever it will be there will be opening, I will inform you guys.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You explain it very beautifully, sir. No issues at all.
Oh, okay. So any other question? Anyone? Any guys? Hello guys? Any other question from anyone? So this is the class timing, guys. The class timing is the weekdays will start from 10th of September, the morning 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. The next it will be 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. And the evening it will be 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. If you are opting for the weekdays class, you can opt any of the timing. If you are opting for the weekend class will start from 11th of the September. The morning timing from 9 a.m. to 11:30 and evening time 6 p.m. to 8:30. You can opt any of the time as per your choice. The course fee is 8K for Indians and $150 for others, and you can make the payment in 2 installments. Okay. And this is my detail, Vishnu Sharma, with vishnu.etltrainer@gmail.com. And this is my contact number, and this is my WhatsApp number also.
The course duration will be 5 weeks, right?
Yes, the course duration will be for the 5 weeks.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And the recorded session for every classes, it is free for all the candidates. Every day I used to share the recorded session on the daily basis, and you guys can share your email ID into the WhatsApp group. So I will share you today's recorded session and the remaining payment details and all the remaining details which is required. Okay.
Yes, sir.